Hello. You look very sad. I'll try again. Hello. Thank you. That's much better. So I came all the way from Brazil to speak at this conference. Woohoo! And I will talk a bit about what we are doing with AfroPython and how it started and how you can support us and on what we are doing. So I'll start with myself and tell you who I am. I'm Felipe de Morais. Some people found me on the internet as Felipe Python because of the connection and the love that I have for the Python language. I was born in Rio, and tomorrow at my line teaching talk, I will have a message for you about Rio. I am a black man, as you can see, and that's an important part of what I'm telling you here today. My mom is a dressmaker. My dad's an electrician, and I also speak four languages. I speak Brazilian Portuguese. A lot of people believe that we speak Spanish in Brazil. That's not true. We speak Portuguese, and I speak English, as you can see, and also speak Spanish. And that's the flag of Chile because I learned Spanish when I was working with people from Chile, and also do Brazilian Sign Language. And I'll explain you what this means. Maybe that's similar in the US Sign Language as well. This is the I. Can you do it with me? I, L, U. So I love you. So whenever you see a deaf person signing this to you, they are saying that they love you. So that's something that you learned today. I'm also a pet parent, and I got to know that in PyCon, whenever you talk about your pet, you need to show pictures. So I'm gonna keep you the rule, but not now. Um, I'm also a software engineer, so a developer, and I was also graduated in computer science, and I'm a Pythonista by heart, and he's Pasoka. This is my dog, and I'll give you here a message. I am the second adoption of Pasoka. Pasoka actually is a candy in Brazil, by the way, my favorite candy, and once you go to Brazil, you need to try. But she was mistreated in a first adoption, and she was had to be rescued from the first adoption because she was being mistreated. And I am the second adoption of her. So if you go on my Instagram, you see a lot of videos of me training her because of the first adoption, she gets very scared of everything. So in order to get her in a better life, I have to train her to be more outgoing and be able to reach out and play and do a lot of stuff. So that's Pasoka, and that's my message about how you should treat your pets or even whatever animal that you see. Okay, let's go. So how everything started. A lot of people talked about Django Girls here and how they started with Django Girls. Even Dawn, she was talking here about the Django that happened yesterday, that was one of the coaches. And Abigail also in her keynote told about how was important the first Django that she participated. And for me, Tamain, that's important because everything started in Django Girls. So I'm originally from Rio, as I said here, but I moved to the south of Brazil to a city called Porto Alegre. That's close to Uruguay, Argentina. Okay, I just realized that I speak with Spanish accent when I said Argentina, but let's go. In 2015, I organized my first Jungle Girls, and in the south of Brazil. And since then, we started to grow, and we realized that for the first iteration that we did, we were able to bring a lot of women, but most of them were people that have notebooks to bring to the workshop, and most of them were white ladies. That's not an issue, but we wanted to be more diverse. And so we started to reach out to public schools in Porto Alegre to reach out to a more diverse audience. And one point that was key for us to understand how important it was to be diverse, even if in the women group, was when we had a mother as part of the organization team, that she explained it to us how important it was to have a place to have their kids during the event. So since the beginning, and since this event actually, we had space for parents to have small kids, sorry, small kids, young kids, that they can bring to the conference, and they have a safe place to stay where their parents are enjoying the conference, as we have here. That's very important. But I was feeling that me as a black man, also seeing a lot of black people not represented in the software industry or in the art that I was working for, and I felt that there was a lot of initiatives for women in IT, but I really missed an initiative like Jay Miller is doing, like Black Python devs. I felt that was necessary. So that's how Python started. AfroPython started, sorry. And here's a video. It's a 2 minute video. It's very short, but it explains very well what is the situation of black people in Brazil and how it get it in this way. So let's see if the audio is working, and let's give it a try. The video is in Portuguese, but I have subtitles. Okay, the audio is not working. Let's see if we can fix this.
Mas o que dá para afirmar é que
Okay, let's see from the
a gente
beginning.
não sabe se você é branco ou negro, mas o que dá para afirmar é que esse fato define a sua vida. A população negra compõe mais da metade dos brasileiros. Na teoria, significa que os índices deveriam ser divididos proporcionalmente entre negros e brancos, mas na prática, isso está longe de acontecer. A educação é um bom exemplo disso. A chance de um negro ser analfabeto é 5 vezes maior que um branco. No outro extremo, somente 1 a cada 4 pessoas com ensino superior é negra. O impacto disso só aumenta quando pensamos fora da sala de aula. 70% das pessoas que vivem em situação de extrema pobreza no nosso país são negras. Pessoas com pele mais clara representam 80% dos brasileiros mais ricos. Isso tudo se reflete diretamente na qualidade de vida. Enquanto 70% dos brancos possuem uma máquina de lavar em casa, mais da metade dos domicílios chefiados por uma pessoa negra não tem um eletrodoméstico. O mesmo vale para a internet. Mais de 50% dos negros não possuem nenhum tipo de acesso à rede. Essa proporção também aparece em quesitos ainda mais essenciais para a vida humana. Quase 40% dos negros que vivem em áreas urbanas não possuem esgoto encanado, e 70% das pessoas que dependem do SUS são negras. A cor da sua pele também determina o seu tempo de vida. Em 10 anos, os homicídios de mulheres brancas caíram, enquanto que de negras aumentaram. E a morte não é só feminina. Somando os gêneros, a cada 12 minutos, uma pessoa negra é assassinada no Brasil. Também são os negros que mais morrem em operações policiais e ocupam a maior parte da população carcerária brasileira. Pode ser difícil para a comunidade negra mudar isso por dentro, porque ela quase não é representada nem no judiciário, nem no legislativo, muito menos no executivo. Essa defasagem não é de hoje. Historicamente, o Brasil é ultrapassado em representatividade racial. Ele foi o último país ocidental a abolir a escravidão. O Brasil é um país racista, e quem está dizendo isso não é a gente, é a ONU. E esse problema envolve tanto as esferas políticas que já citamos, como o nosso dia a dia. Precisamos debater o assunto e denunciar os preconceitos. Afinal, nossa vida não pode ser definida por apenas um conjunto de linhas.
Okay, so it's hard. And one way to overcome this is using the IT industry to get a good job and have a good salary so we can support your family and your loved ones. And here, when the idea came out, in July of 2017, we started with our first, it was completely inspired on Django Girls and what PyLady was doing, especially in Brazil. And we started our very first event. And we were a group of 5 people that wanted to have a workshop, but focused on Black people this time. And we started with a Facebook page, and we received a lot of hate because people were not able to understand why was it important, as I have seen a lot of hate on PyLadies and Jungle Girls initiatives as well. Um, that's just people that don't understand why it's important. They don't have enough context to, like this video can show, and why is these kind of initiatives important for us. And we started to see some achievements and things that we were able to get positive feedback from, and we start to hold on this and keep the good work. So this was our first event, and one thing that was important for me, especially on this event, are 2 points. One, we were so far away from each other that we were not able to see each other, so we felt lonely in this journey. And to be able to feel strong, whatever we are doing, we need to see each other in place that we would like to be. And the second point is, I saw that there was a lot of stories. There was a special person that was telling their story, and I completely heard my story on their story. And I felt that the problem that I was struggling a lot to solve, he already solved it, and he was a bit older than me. And if we were able to knew each other before, I would be able to pass through this time much easier than I had a lot of trouble to pass. And these are 2 learnings that we learn. And one thing that I was talking with Jay Miller yesterday, or maybe today, about how the technology that we use to overcome a lot of problems today are ancestral technology, things that Black people have used in the past that we can use now. The idea of get together to are able to solve problems and are very key for human beings. If you like, there is a project in Brazil called Tamar. It's a project that you have in the beaches where you see where the mom turtle put their eggs, and when the eggs are ready, this baby turtle comes out, and they know their way. They just go to the sea and do whatever they have to do. If you try to do that with a human baby, they would not survive, because as human beings, we need to be connected to each other to be able to survive, and that's what we do. Since the beginning, we get together like we are doing this conference to be able to tackle bigger problems. And racism is a super big problem, and that's why we need to get together to be able to face this issue. And this was our second event. And if you know about Pan-Africanism, you're gonna recognize that the colors of the t-shirts are from the Pan-African flag. And this was in 2019. In 2018, the year before, during the PyCon Brazil, that we call Python Brazil, and we had a PyLadies Conf. And inspired on that event from PyLadies, we did our first AfroPython Conf. That was this one. That was key. We were able to bring people from different cities of Brazil. We were able to fly people and get together. And this is an event on Salvador. That's a city very important for Brazil, and especially a state very important for Brazil. A lot of people don't know how many Black people we have in Brazil. But just to give you an example, Salvador is the city with more Black people in the world outside of Africa. So that's a city that's key for us, because there is a place that we can tackle a lot of the problems at once. And that's where we started to do some of our events as AfroPython there. And we understood that a problem that Abigail shared on her keynote is that at some moment, we start to face issues because we lack resources, like money, sometimes time of people that could do the work. And we understood that we needed to make money out of AfroPython, especially the companies that would like to be more diverse. We have these people, we build this community, and we could help these companies reach out to this person or to these people and make the connections. And from this, we help the company be more diverse, we help the person to get a job, and we help ourselves when we make money to keep the good work. And this is what we have done in 2021. And this year, we came out with a team to be able to focus on this problem, and we formalized AfroPython as a company. And now we are formally a company, and we are starting to do courses and events and things that we believe that can get the people together, help each other, and also help the companies that want to hire more black people or have a lack of engineers and all that stuff. And this is our last event. This event happened this year. May not everyone knows, but it happens in July. And we chose July especially because in the 25th of July is the day of the Afro-Latin American and Caribbean woman. And we chose this day to be able to also have more black women speaking at the events as well, because that's another issue that, similar with the MON in the women's group, we have like the black women inside the black people group that are in need of different points that the whole group. So we try to be more intentional on what we are doing. And we begin this having a lot of black women in the organization of the event. And my partner, I'll have to go back and talk about her. That's Amanda Vieira. She's my partner at AfroPython as a company. Okay, and we have a video that I will not show you because I may I'm probably gonna pass the time, but I'll share here the QR code that you can take a look later. But will be able to see how important it is to have events like this, especially in Brazil, because these are key for us to get together and are able to tackle this kind of problems. Okay, so what do we want as the future? Um, AfroPython want to be a education company where we educate people, people get the job, and the companies become more diverse, and we make this circle. It's like the Lion King, the full circle, and it never stops because we need to help as much people as we can, and we keep this circle going in a positive way. And we decided to make a course called Ancestral Odyssey that is a 2 weeks course focused on teach black people how to code, but not just in a 1 day workshop as we were doing before. This will be a 2 weeks long course where we're gonna teach people the fundamentals of logic programming so we can start. And that's part of a bigger plan. We want to be a boot camp where we're gonna teach people in 4 months whatever they need to know to get at their first job. Will not be like senior engineers out of the boot camp, but will be able to get their first job. And with that, we'll be able to give the support and make the circle keep going. And in order to do that, we made a special website for this conference where we're gonna ask for you for help on if you can support us and donate. We have a specific number that's gonna make one person able to participate in the course. And we want to support people by and make the change on their life. As both me and Amanda, and I didn't came from a rich family, but I was able to get a lot of things from the life. But that was key for me to be in the IT industry because since my first job, I have a better salary than my father that is like 30, 25 years in the electrician field. And that's key for me to be able to not help just him, but also are able to help my family as well. For example, my young brother, Marlon, and he wanted to be in the military. And in order to be in the military in Brazil, for some position that's a bit higher, like a sergeant, you need to go through a course. There is a physical test, and usually you need to go through some preparation before. And if you don't have the money to afford for the preparation, you never get past at the test, and you're never gonna get there. But since I was able to get enough money to support not just myself but also my family, I was able to pay him for the preparation, and he got into the military. And a few years ago, during the pandemic, he graduated, and now he's able to support other people as well. So this becomes a positive circle where he now is able to help more people, and I also able to help more people, and everyone gonna get a benefit from this. And the number is $100. This may are not a lot of money for you, but that's gonna change a person's life. And I'm gonna show you the website and where we can, but you can go to through the QR code, and at the end of the website there is a account. It's a US account. We made this website especially for PyCon, sorry, for DjangCon. I keep mixing the both conferences, but um, the goal here is each $100 that we get, we are gonna put one Black person in Brazil in the course, and later want to share what was the results of what we have done. Okay, let's go to the website. So this is a very simple website. This is part of the AfroPython website, and we made this especially for this conference. And we already tested this idea that we want to do. If you go to AfroPython Instagram, for example, you're gonna see that in the last few weeks we were very active in events and doing a lot of workshops because we want to reach out to more people, especially in different cities of Brazil. And this idea, this workshop actually is inspired in some, is inspired in the Yoruba tribe. And there is a lot of knowledge that are like binary math that was already in that tribe. And we brought this up to teach people how to code. And this is the website. Here we explain a bit more how we are planning to do this. November in Brazil is the month of the, I would call Black History Month for the people in the US, but our Black History Month is in November, and we are going to release this to the public. So whoever wanna be part of the course gonna have a chance to subscribe, not to subscribe, but to apply and get the course. So I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to be here, and a very important thing for here. I have a lot of stickers of AfroPython here. If you want to get one, I have, just reach out to me. And I have some business cards if you want to talk about business, you want to support AfroPython somehow. And I have some cards and we can schedule a meeting with us and get to talk. And I just would like to say thank you for the opportunity and for everyone that supported me to get here. And that's it. This is AfroPython. Thank you.
Where do you see this being in maybe not 1 year, but 5 years or 10 years or, I don't know, are we allowed to think 15 or 20 years ahead? I don't know, but, you know, in really in the long term?
As I said, I believe that AfroPython is an education company, and I believe that we can change the scenario that we have using education, as a lot of people told here that education changed their life. Abigail, Don, Jay Miller, Zelda, a lot of people were able to raise in social aspects through the education. And in 5 years, I would like to be at school. In 20 years, I would like to be a university of Black people, and are able to not just technology, but are able to open for other fields as well.
My question is, what is the best thing about running AfroPython? What would you define as the best thing that has happened or that you value, that you'd want to see more of as you still run the program?
You're going to make me cry.
That's the point.
Okay. See the people that we changed the lives. There is a story of a teacher that she's a history teacher in Brazil, and she transitioned career, and she started with us at AfroPython, and now she's working as a data scientist for a company in Brazil. And see each person that we changed their lives is very impactful, and you're able to see like, I helped that person, but I'd like to be able to do this in a scale. And that's why we were coming up with this idea of have courses and have a boot camp where we can make this machine work and change a lot of people's lives.
I won't be as mean. What is something that you think that AfroPython is doing well that conferences in the United States could implement?
We are very inclusive. In the video that I asked you to read the QR code, you're gonna see that on the top, on the bottom on the right, there is a person doing Brazilian Sign Language. And that's important for us to make inclusive for people that are deaf, that I showed the design. And if whatever person that's deaf want to be for a DjangCon or for a PyCon conference, we will not be able to because there is no sign language translation. As diverse you get, for example, food restrictions, and maybe some people will not be able to, the grants are very important. They may be able to be here. There is a lot of aspects. As we get more diverse in the organization of the event, we get to see through these perspectives, and we're able to bring this to the events and are able to reach out to more people and be more inclusive.
You came to PyCon Africa. How do you see what connections do you see between what you're doing in Brazil and what you encountered there?
That's just to give context. I went to PyCon Africa in 2019, and that's why I met Daniel, Abigail, a lot of people that are here. I see a lot of connections, especially, for example, this morning I was talking to Ron, and I realized that one of the ideas that we had in this AfroPython Conf this year was to have a cultural presentation that was regional. And I just realized that talking to Ron, that I got this idea from PyCon Africa. At the end of the conference, we had a cultural presentation that was about the city that we were, that was Accra in Ghana. And in Salvador this year, we have done this, and I'm also helping bring that to other events that I'm part of the organization as well. Like, we have a regional event called Python Northeast in Brazil, and we brought this idea to the event as well. And we have a cultural presentation that also helps make this connection. Like, I learned this there, and I brought it to Brazil, and in that conference, I was able to share what we were doing at that moment with AfroPython. A lot of things were different from what I showed here, but we were able to exchange knowledge. And this way, as I was telling, we get together, we share what we know, and we're able to face bigger challenges.
So our time is up, but you can still find him all in the hallways and talk all about it. So thank you.
Thank you, Mari.